So this is the return to ranked domains screen. This is the ranked domains screen. And one more good reason to separate each one of your steps in the 5 cycles, 0 through 4, of VOMA to blueprint, blueprint being the actual 6th phase, because each time you only want to correlate the data for the given keyword. And because this is such a huge application, every time you drill into a theme, you're going to get the graphs that represent the drill. But when you're dealing with a client, just start with baby steps. So just give them the ranked domains for one term, the missed opportunity matrix for one term. Okay, so they're missing $136,000 worth of advertising value right here for Flower Essence, and break them down. Remember, let's go view all clusters. That VOMA, anytime you can click back into the VOMA in your sandbox and play around. Okay, you can even make more than one VOMA if you wish. Okay, Flower Essences, if you find something in VOMA that really fascinates you, and it's such a big sandbox, like for example, I clicked on flower essences. Let's say you want to, you go into vibrational medicine and it's so huge that you just want to create its own VOMA because you just want to go in all different, you want to go in 20 different directions and spend a half hour looking for it, and it'll just be more clear if you spread it out. That's fine, you can do that. People have their own way of doing it. But what I do is I try to find my basic, topics, and I mix all those topics up. I may or may not ever really show a client these particular graphs because there's such a lot of mayhem, at least not until I clean up. The purpose of the VOMA is not to show clients this. The purpose is for you to play around and look at all the ways that things are connected on each one of the graphs, the visual connections. And then you might want to show them the visual connections right out of the gate before you move on after you've collected money. But I think Edward Bach was actually what I was looking for. That's 4,000. We did Dr. Bach, which was quite a bit more, $1.14. So you can always come back in this to look to see if you used the wrong word, like Dr. Edward Bach versus Edward Bach. And I think we finally decided that we wanted to use Edward Bach instead of Dr. Bach, but we're actually going to use all of these. The reason Dr. Bach is so much more is because we drilled into it. With Edward Bach we didn't, but the cost per click the cost per click is quite a bit more in Dr. Bach in the worst case scenario. Okay, you can just look at this right here. For clarification, just click on Dr. Bach. I think we decided not to use it because he's also already using that on his homepage. Yes, and targeting the term by itself definitely has more traffic and definitely has a little bit more competition, but it's definitely worth the difference. It's 10 times value right there, total search. We decided that. I had kind of forgotten. And that's fine. If you forget, you just come back up to the VOMA, go back to view all clusters. Dr. Edward Bach, I can leave there. I might want to show the client that in phase 1. Let's go ahead and create a new cluster. Remember, this is phase 1 is the client beginning showcase phase. So it's okay to have more than one. You may not go all the way into every one, but that's what this is about, because when it comes to your ranked domains function, you want to separate this out and say, hey, this is the term we talked about. Get rid of all this. You don't want to involve all this brain damage. Just delete that, click continue. And then you just know when you go to phase 1, you're showing the client the granular term that made the nomination in your vote to move forward towards the blueprint goal. And it allows you to segregate, isolate that little granular keyword with all the graphics and the ranked domains and all the gizmos and at this point, if you have not done a mini white paper generator, it's a good time to do it, and it's very granular. It helps you stay very clear in your mind. We'll be adding more features to make all this very clear, even more clear, so you don't have to create your own naming convention. We'll give you a wizard, but right now, I'm laying all this out for you. Click you're done with the synonyms. And you've got all your data here, which is the increased total search market value from Dr. Bach. View all clusters again. Now you have things nicely laid out, so you know what's going on. If you wanted to, you can go in there and do a ranking test for only Edward Bach and then show the client that they're ranked or not ranked for something. And it's only that term, not for VOMA, sorry, but for Edward Bach. Ah, my naming convention. This is why we need a wizard. Just rewrite that because I used VOMA. Change that to phase 1. Naming convention is very important. We'll make it easier for you with the wizard, but do not forget to update that and name that phase 1, because if you come back later, you think it's a VOMA, it has a whole different meaning to you. It means a brainstorming session instead of something you want to show the client. Just to give you an idea of where we're going, let's do phase 2, create a cluster. Name it phase 2 Edward Bach, submit. Make sure the keyword matches the project name, Edward Bach, click create. We don't use these till phase 3, so don't bother, delete them. When we come back, I'll show you what phase 2 actually means.